What if I were to tell you that you could make $10,000 a month working less than 10 hours a week? You would probably say that sounds too good to be true. But let me ask you, why do you think that? I bet the reason is you have a belief that you have to work hard to make money. And I'm not going to lie, I had the same belief for the longest time. I could and would outwork anyone. But guess what? That didn't get me rich. That didn't get me anywhere close to rich. What it did do is wear me down, give me no time to spend with my friends and family, and absolutely no time to travel, which is one of the things that I love to do. What I would like you to do is think about that belief and why you believe it to be true. Like maybe you observed people working hard throughout your life, or maybe you were told that you have to work hard to be successful from a young age when you were a kid. And then as you were growing up and started working, you had all these ideas instilled in you of how hard you had to work to be successful. For me, it was a combination of things. So I was told that from a young age that you have to work hard to make money. And then in school, it was just even ingrained in me further because you go to school, you work hard, and you get good grades, and then you're successful. And you have to do that in order to get into college and to get a good job and all of those things. And that's basically what school is all about, just grooming us to be employees and make someone else rich. Like they're not teaching us how to be an entrepreneur when we're in school. They're not teaching us any of the skills that we would need to be able to do that. So when you really look at that belief that you have to work hard to make money, you can quickly see that it's not true. So I want you to think of someone you know that works really hard. Are they rich? Are they super successful? Do they just do whatever they want all day? Probably not. Everyone that I know that works hard is either not doing very well at all, or they're doing okay. They don't go on extravagant vacations or buy luxury things or spend their days doing fun things that they want to do. The other thing is we just tend to focus on negative things and believe negative things a lot easier than we believe positive things. I'll give you an example from my life. On this YouTube channel, once in a while, there's somebody who leaves a negative comment, and I get lots of other comments that are positive, but those negative ones just stick in my mind. And I'm learning to overcome it, but it's definitely something that takes some mental power and some positive thinking and stuff to be able to get myself away from that negative thinking. But let me give you an example that you can apply to your life. So I want you to think, I'm going to make $10,000 this month. And let me know in the comments, what's the first thing that pops into your mind when you think that? It's probably going to be something along the lines of, that's not possible, or how could I do that only making $20 an hour? Something along those lines. Something to destroy the idea that you could actually do that. So you've got to break through that barrier if you really want to make $10,000 or more a month. You can't hold on to this negative stuff and have the success that you want. So let's go through a few more of these beliefs that you've probably heard a million times and debunk them. So the first one, money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, I think all of us have probably heard that a zillion times in our lifetime. This one's super easy to debunk. Dollars are made from paper, and paper is made from trees. So technically, money does grow on trees. The second one is, I can't afford that. I don't know how many times I've said that in my lifetime, and I'm sure you probably have too. It's just something that we say. You see something that you really want and you're like, I can't afford that. That just reinforces your limitations that you're putting on yourself. So here's a way you can turn that around. You can say, I'm so excited for the day that I will get that. And that is like a completely different vibe than saying, I can't afford that. And yes, some people might think you're living in a fantasy world when you say things like that. But who cares? They're not living your life, and they're probably going to be stuck in their rut of making only this tiny amount of money for the rest of their life. The third one is, rich people are greedy. This one makes it difficult for you to become rich because you think you're going to be greedy then. Even though you know deep inside you that you are not a greedy person and you wouldn't be greedy, it still is in your brain for some reason. And to be honest, you can look around and you can see some rich people that are greedy, and that doesn't help when you only see those people. But I want you to think of some celebrities that you like that are not greedy and that actually donate to charities and help people. A few that come to mind for me are Oprah Winfrey, Taylor Swift, and Beyonce. They all have charities or give to charities and support different causes that they believe in. But here's the crazy thing. Once you start believing in yourself and believing that you can accomplish things, your mind is going to just open up paths to those things so that you can get them. If you stay stuck in like the negative beliefs and negative thinking, that's what your mind is going to open the paths to, more negative stuff. I have a passive income business that I make $10,000 a month, and I only work about 10 hours per week, and I don't work on the weekends. So that's 2 hours per day on average that I work in my business. And I did not get there by holding on to all of these negative money beliefs, but it wasn't always that way. When I first started building my online business, I had a scarcity mindset. I was listening to so many people online of how to do what I wanted to do. And I was getting all this fragmented information, and I was trying to put it together and create a business out of this big bunch of puzzle pieces, but I was never getting the full picture. It's like putting together a puzzle and you don't have the picture on the front of the box. So you have 1,000 puzzle pieces and you don't know how to put them together or what it's even supposed to look like in the end. And let me tell you, I was not getting results. I was pretty much spinning my wheels and going nowhere. I have students that have invested in my program, Printables Profit Blast, and they started getting sales in the first month because they didn't go through this whole process of trying to put together a puzzle that they didn't have the picture for. They had a roadmap and a belief in themselves, and they were able to fast track past all of the struggling that I did and get to the good part, the making the money and doing something fun that they like. Another thing to think about is how you see business. There are so many people out there talking about the hustle. Just thinking about hustling and the things that you have to do that these people say that you have to do to make money online makes me exhausted just thinking about it. So if you don't want to hustle, don't choose a business that you have to hustle. Whatever you envision your business to be like, you can literally make it that way because it's your business. So it's time to start thinking about what you really want and build your business like that. Make your choices based on that and create something that's fun for you. You're not creating a business for yourself so that you can just be miserable doing that as if you were in a 9-to-5 job. I've heard some people online, especially men, say that they gave up going out with their friends or gave up doing these fun activities and stuff and just focused on their business for like 2 years, the first 2 years or whatever. And then they were able to have the freedom. And who the heck wants to spend 2 years not doing anything fun? You don't have to do that. Here's something I want you to understand that's the key to making money easily. And that is, you don't get paid for how hard you work. And I want to show you some proof of that and some examples of that so that you can get it in your brain that that is the case. So let's take farm workers. Their average pay is $13 to $17 an hour. And they do intense physical labor in harsh weather. They're definitely not getting paid for how hard they work. Another example, housekeepers at a hotel. They make $12 to $16 an hour on average. Their work is very physically demanding. I hate cleaning. I would never want to do that job. Like, I don't even like cleaning my own house. I definitely don't want to be cleaning up after other people. So not the most glamorous job for sure. They work on tight schedules and they're exposed to chemicals all day long, and they're making $12 to $16 an hour. Does that sound like they're getting paid for how hard they work? But what you will get paid a lot of money for is providing value to people and solving problems for them. So think about brands like Netflix and Amazon. They don't make a lot of money because they're working hard. The people at the top of those companies probably aren't working that hard at all. It's their employees that are working hard. But their companies provide a lot of value to people. Netflix makes it easy for people to watch TV on demand. You can watch anything that's on there anytime you want to. No live TV schedule or anything like that. So that provides immense value to the customers. Amazon has so many different things. I mean, they have video streaming as well, but then they also, you can buy anything you need on there pretty much and have it shipped to you. You have your Prime membership, so you don't have to pay for shipping. They're providing a huge value to their customers. And that's why my printables business makes as much money as it does. I provide value to my customers. Yesterday, I made $600 and I didn't work at all. I spent the morning hiking with my boyfriend and my dogs, and then we went to lunch, and then we went and did a little bit of shopping. I didn't touch my computer the whole entire day, and I made $600. And maybe when you hear that, those negative thoughts creep in again, and you say, that sounds too good to be true. But it's not too good to be true. This is my regular life, and it's possible for anyone to do it. I am evidence that it's possible to not have to work hard to make money, and that it can be easy to make money. So what can you do to provide value to people and help them with their problems that doesn't require you to spend all of your time doing it? It really infuriates me that people are conditioned to think that they have to work hard in order to get someone else rich, and that they have to spend almost all of their waking hours working for somebody else and getting them rich. And they have no time with their family, no time to do fun things, no time to go on vacations, because you have to ask permission for that. You need a business model that doesn't require you to be present to make money. So like if you do one-on-one coaching, you have to be at those coaching sessions. So it's still taking up your time, trading your time for money. And that's what we want to get away from. If you make physical products, you have to spend all your time making the products. You have to package them up. You have to ship them, take them to the post office or UPS or wherever you ship from. And what happens when you want to go on vacation? No money, because you're not there making the products. Plus, there's a cap on your income because you have to be present. You only have so many hours in a day that you can make things, or so many hours in a day that you can ship things. Even if you're not making the things yourself, if you're shipping out physical products, it's time consuming packaging all the things up and shipping them out. And trust me, I know I had a handmade business for, I think I had it for about 5 years. And I was literally working like 16 hours a day. I had zero life, no life whatsoever. And it was excruciating. And all I wanted and dreamed of was to be able to have a business that I didn't have to work like that. And that's when I started trying to figure out what I could do to make passive income. And I came across the idea of doing printables and got started with my business. So how can you build a business where you don't have to be present all day, and you can help people solve their problems and provide a huge value to them? There's an easy way that you can use your experiences and talents that you already have and turn them into a thriving printables business. So think about what kind of experiences you have that you could make something to help someone. For example, in my printable shops, I sell printables for kids, but they don't just help kids like have fun things. They help the parents to be able to make moments in their child's life special and memorable. And you might be thinking you don't have any experience that would be helpful or help anyone solve a problem or anything like that. But I promise you, you do. That's one of the first lessons I teach in my course, is how to find your niche and your audience that you want to make products for. And then you set up an automated system that allows you to make money, and you don't have to spend your whole day working. You create the products, set up the system, and they sell for years to come. You could be in Tahiti on vacation, having the time of your life, and you could still make the same amount of money as if you were sitting at home on your computer. If you're interested in building a business like that, be sure to check out the free training in my description below, and I'll see you there.